I hope you can see my palette, and I'm gonna start just with some outlines for the portrait. I'm pretty sure that you know the portrait, and I want to first that I want to just making some colors that it's cool colors and warm colors. I'm going based on the cool and warm colors right now. So but the first step is gonna be just outlines that I have. I'm using of a color that it's a little bluish green, using of the green and ultramarine blue, and just coming to show you the outline. Sorry. I might change the colors. Then this is just making some outlines, and you can use any color that you want. And just continue with the outlines. Okay, then done with the outlines, and now is that I have to decide what color I want to use. I want to limit it to the more like a greenish, that it's your favorite for Lena, and a little of the yellowish colors. You can use of the brown if you want. You see that I put just a lot of the different colors here, the primary colors mostly, but the color that I want to use, I'm gonna make first different kind of the blue. I'm using of this green and a little of the brown on this, and until I get the darker brown that I want. Okay, and this is the darker brown. I like it. I want to use of the this green, and use of a little of the lighter blue on this, then just making a some kind of the bluish green. But in this green that you see, it is different from that ones. I'm making some uh, medium greens for myself, and I'm gonna come with the a little red, and again this blue. The blue that I'm using is Viridian, I'm sorry, the green that I'm using is the Viridian green. I'm making it little deeper, but after that I'm using of the yellow on this, and almost, I think I like it. Remember that with the Matisse, he's using a lot of the white on each of them. Then we can add after I'm making different green, for making variety of them, I can use of the white on this. And now I want to have a little of the warm colors. And okay, it wasn't clean, sorry. Then I'm using of the just a little of the yellow here, and just very small amount of the red. Red is very, this red is very strong, and make it more than I want orangish. Then I'm adding again a little more yellow in part of this, and okay, then I have the variety of the orangish yellow here. And I think that as I'm working on this, I can add more colors if I want to do it. Another color that I want to use is black. Then I don't have black here, but I'm gonna bring, then I can make it. If I don't have a black, I'm using of the brown, blue, and this darker brown to make a black. This is a little bluish black that I like it. Then I'm gonna keep this one too. And again, as we are working, I'm gonna change the values on that one. Starting with the colors that I want to start with, this is, again, I'm gonna just look at the picture that we have from the Lena here, okay, and looking of the light and dark of this. Mostly I want to make it a little you know, warmer colors and cooler colors, and limit with the green and yellow. I don't want to add a lot of the colors here. So let's start with the darkest part that we have. The darkest part that we have is here, that we have this dark part, and I'm coming with the darkest green that I have. I'm using of the medium to make it, just let me to draw it better, and I'm gonna follow the darkness that we have here, and let's have a little of Matisse using of the colors that has on the face on this part, and I'm using of the some kind of the, you see, a balance for this. Then if I have it here, I'm gonna use of this a little here, okay. And still this part is I want to have it green, but I want it to be a little lighter. Then I'm using of a little of the white and adding it, just make it slightly lighter here. And the same time I'm gonna use of this here, okay. Then looking of the whatever that you have on your pictures, and I want to have just a more dark here, and with the color that I have here, I'm using of this one for the, I don't want it to be the same. This is the darkest shadow on the neck that we have, then I'm using of these ones, and getting a little of the darker blue, ultramarine blue on the green, and make it bluish green, and I'm gonna come with this area. And because I'm using of the acrylic, it's not as textury that I can use for the uh, oil, but we're gonna come with the second layer after that. So I'm mostly cover the darker part, and I'm coming on top of this before it's getting completely with the darker that I use of this. I'm using of again this ultramarine blue in my dark green, and I wanted to see more contrast here. Remember that it's not coming just with one brush stroke. You can just work and make your shapes as the same that you want to see it. And this part is again dark green that I'm coming just with the dark green here. Then the things was, first I used of the green that I wanted a little white on this, adding to the part that it's a little lighter, but I came back again, made it darker because I didn't have the contrast that I want, and I added that one. This part is I can say that medium dark or light dark in this area. I'm coming with this green that I have and adding white to it. Because mostly the shape that I see here and for the shadows, it's not very dark, but at the same times it's a part that I want to show that we have some kind of the still shadow on this, and I'm coming with the other part that I want to show a little of the dark again around the mouth. I'm looking of this part is more in the shadow, this part is more in the light, and I'm gonna just coming back with the warm colors. Okay, this gonna be a little of the okay, that. For now, I'm good. I just want to have a little of this light green here between the eyebrows. And remember that none of them has to have the same brush stroke or something like that. You see it's flat, and we're gonna change it later, but let's just continue with a little of the shadows. I'm using of these ones and coming with a little more. Again, the color that I used for the face, I'm coming, and you have to think that which part of the background is that you can add it to that, and we're gonna look at the result in the end and see if that we want to change it later. So change your brush for sure. We don't want to use the same brush, or you can just clean it, and I'm coming with the another brush and using of the lighter colors that I want to use. I have these orange to yellow colors, and I want to add again a little of the white in the yellow part and a little of the white to the orange part. Then this is the colors that I'm use. Again, we don't want to add a lot of the colors, but I'm using of the, when I'm looking of the picture, we have dark to light here, and I want to just using of the these orangish colors. You see that I'm coming to that part, but each of them that I'm coming, I'm making the shapes not like a line between them. I like to use a bigger brush, not that small. Okay, and first I'm covering, then I'm coming to add a little of the brush stroke of the different values, a little more orange here. And as I'm coming to this area, I want to have a little of the whitish yellow that I had. It doesn't show it, then I'm adding more white to it to coming with that part. And this that it's, I'm starting with the light yellow that I have here, covering a little of the green here, and back to the medium yellow. On that side, as I'm working with this, you see that it's interesting if you have some kind of the some brush or some colors from the yellow on that part. I'm using of the medium yellow, bring it here and make a brush stroke. Remember, you can use of the different kind of the brush. I want to show a little more and bring that yellow to the green, and let's to come with the green. I'm using of the lighter green that we had and using of a little of the green. They cannot be very separate from each other. Then I'm adding just green on the yellow, a little green on the yellow, and yellow on the green. Let me change my brush that it's necessary here for me. Then you see, when I'm working on this area with both of them, I'm some kind of the united these two area together. The other part, after that, I'm coming to use of this, the lightest part that we have. I want to have the yellow light. Okay, you see that I had a green on this and it's getting a little greenish. Yellow light, it was accident, but I like it. I want to just adding a little more yellow to it, and this color, I like it. And So I cover it with the light yellow, and I'm covering this part too with this light yellow. And then again we have a darker part here. I can use of the orangish ones, it's in the shadow part. Here that we had the shadow, I'm coming and covering, still I can see the green. You see that I'm using of the different kind of the brush here, and change the colors again here to the green. And for that part, this is good for the first layer. Again, I'm coming with a little orangish colors here, adding a little orange. This part, I want to make it light, and this light is warmer colors. And so starting with the light that we have here, this is from the greenish yellow that I had, and I'm using of this in both sides. I'm gonna change it. I don't want to keep it just, let me, I'm out of my paint. And I'm changing it to a little of the warmer colors with the more orangish, more orangish colors on these as I'm working. You see, every time that I'm out of the colors, I'm making it, coming with the a little of the green. Be very careful to make a nice kind of the stroke here. And this part is the part that I want to have greenish part here. And I know that we are covering the eyebrows and a lot of the lines here, but we're gonna back to them and change it. The part that I want to have a little of the just the shadow of the nose here, this part, I'm making it a little medium green, but coming with the combination of the dark green and whiter colors to make this shadow. This part is like that, you know, like a trapezoid shapes. First, I want to just thinking about the shape that I can make, and you see, it's gonna be some things like that. Then and inside of these shapes, I'm gonna make a little more orange. This orange is somehow darker orange, and I continue with the shadow. We don't have that dark shadow, but I like to have it. And just the same that I'm coming with the covering this green with a little of darker shadow, then it has a balance between them. And where is my brush? Okay. I'm back to this area of the chin. Again, it's some kind of the medium colors and dark. And I continue with adding a little more of the warm colors here and a little cool colors in this part. The most important part is that when we are doing it, don't make it like we have a puzzle next to each other. I'm coming in top of this, just and for that part, that it's the lightest part, let's make very lighter yellow, because I have orange on my brush, then it has a little red on this, but I want to just come in with this light first. Again, just look at the light and dark that you have and make this cover it with the light and dark that you see. If you feel that you need to have the different colors, we always can use of different colors. I'm just, as I told you, I don't want to make a lot of the colors on this. Then this is almost the first layer that we are doing on that ones. And here I want to have more of the warm colors. I'm making the orange, darker orange here than we use of this, because this area is very darker area, and just putting some part of this with the orange and continue with the oh, I don't like this color, sorry. I'm gonna change the colors to the more that, but because it's in the shadow part, and if I'm adding a little green on my orange part, it's gonna make it some kind of the brownish, but I think it's good for now for me. And coming with the lighter orange in this part, I'm gonna, again, all of them is the first layer that I'm doing. This part I want it to be more green. So that is the a little of the green that I'm adding for the some part of this. You know that it doesn't have to be realistic, but I think it's good guidelines that you're just following the dark and light that you see. I'm gonna come with the color that I used here to cover the background. And this color, this blue, I'm adding of the cerulean blue, some things that it's not completely close to it, but I'm using of this color to here. Because the color of the hair is mostly blondish colors, then I don't want to have the yellow colors everywhere around the hairs. I want to have a little more contrast and you know, similarity in the values. And again, this part I'm using of the this blue and just make it mix with the green that I had. I like to have around it with the orange and yellow. Then I first put the colors that I want to see here, then changing my brush to a bigger brush and coming with making some yellowish colors and white and a little red to make it peachy. Okay,